All right, guys, Rick here with Flip with Rick, and today I'm going to share with you the 4 biggest wholesale lies that are being shared with you. So let's just jump into this, no particular order. Number 1, you don't need to know real estate. You don't need to know anything about real estate. It has nothing to do with wholesaling. Complete BS. So let me ask you, if say you take your 12-year-old kid and say, you can drive this car, but you don't need to know anything about driving a car. You need to know the rules of the road. You don't have to worry about you just need to know the gas and the brake pedal. Well, you could probably get them started in the parking lot, and they'll probably make it around a few times, but the minute they get on a major interstate, which is the public real estate, they're gonna get killed. They're gonna get hit by another car, and they're probably gonna hurt someone or damage them. By saying you don't need to know anything about real estate to be a wholesaler is a complete reckless comment. And why wouldn't you want to understand everything about real estate? It doesn't mean you need to immerse yourself and study and go take the realtor's exam or anything like that. But today's technology, you have no excuse not to understand everything there is to know about real estate. So let's talk about it. Why wouldn't you want to understand what the average repairs are on a property? Once you understand what a roof costs, the average kitchen to replace, the bathrooms, the flooring, you can share that with your seller and let them understand the cost and the time that's going to take to fix that property and why it's advantageous to sell to you. In other words, you're going to provide value to your seller. So the more you can understand it, and here's the beauty is, you don't have to be a licensed contractor. You don't have to have any real estate construction. There is software now that you can put in, and they have automated estimators, and most of them are free. And once you see the numbers for a while, you'll understand what it costs to replace. And you can stay on the high end of those numbers. Also, when you deal with your buyers, they're all going to ask it. I know we say, oh, you don't have to worry about ARV, you don't have to worry about rehab costs. Why not be the authority? So if you're going to be the authority with your sellers, be the authority with your buyers. The more value you can provide on both sides, the better you're going to be a complete real estate investor, not just a wholesaler. Okay, lie number 2, you don't need blank. What do you think I'm going to put in there? Lie number 2, most wholesalers tell you is you don't need money to get in this business. Now, can you do a deal without no money? Absolutely. And I did it in the beginning, but it was a different world back then. Today, with the internet and everything got going, people can check you out and they can see what you're about. Now, the number 1 thing wholesalers spend money on is marketing. Marketing is actually a fairly large expense as a wholesaler, and most wholesalers are not going to tell you the truth. A lot of wholesalers and real estate investors, they spend anywhere from $5, $10, $15, I've seen as high as $100,000 for marketing. But can you get started with $500 or $1,000? Yes, but it's going to be an uphill climb. Most people like to take 2 or 3 months marketing budget. If it's, say, your marketing budget was $1,500 a month, you'd have to set $4,500 usually to kind of get, to get your pipeline full. So you want to know that going too. Also, if I don't need any money to be a wholesaler, aren't I representing myself as a cash buyer? Oh, don't worry about it. It'll be other cash buyers. Guys, if you're going to go out and market and claim you're a legitimate cash buyer, you need to back that up. If you don't, it's called fraud, and eventually you're going to get called to the table on it. Now, if you don't have the money, align yourself with a partner, maybe a family member, maybe a friend. Learn how to raise private money. This is all about learning everything else you know about real estate. You can go get hard money, but I completely advise against this. There's a reason it's called hard money, and it's going to be another video on that. So you do need money. You need it for marketing, and you need it to buy. And if you're just going to go out and recklessly send out marketing and you have no ability to buy, your intentions are to commit fraud, and you want to stay away from that, because that's where no contract in the world is going to help you from a pissed off seller. So, number 3, this is one of my favorites. Number 3, put everything, I guess, or body under contract. Okay, I see this trained everywhere. I have to deal with it on a daily basis in my market. It's what we call the scarcity mentality. So if you wanted to buy a house at 120,000 and that was your number going in, and your seller is stuck at 145, a lot of wholesalers just saying, just put it under contract at 145 and don't worry, we'll either find a buyer that'll pay more. Okay, that's technically called a realtor. We didn't get into this game to be a realtor. Or number two, we'll go back and we'll just ask for a price reduction before the closing or we'll just bail on the contract. No big deal, I didn't take any risk. Well, where's your obligation to the seller? You promised to buy the house for cash, and because you screwed up and you took a scarcity mentality, you have to back out of the contract. Guys, this is probably one of the number one horrible pieces of advice being put out there by wholesalers. Listen, get a number you're comfortable with to buy it, and it should be a low number, guys. This is what we do. But please don't just put it under contract so you can bring a piece of contract back to your boss or to kind of make you feel like a contract. Contracts are important, but if it's the wrong number, it's a waste of time. And honestly, if you have ethics or morals, why would you torture a seller, represent yourself as a cash buyer, and not come through with it? It's wrong. Please don't put stuff under contract to walk away with the contract and try to backdoor them, or worse, walk away with the contract. If you're walking away from more than 10% of your contracts, you're guilty of committing this. Guys, you don't want to do this. Our last one, another one of my favorite, build a giant cash buyers list. Okay, I see this all over the forums, all over the internet. Guys, learn how to build a cash buyers list. If you ask for garbage, you're going to get garbage. If you have a cash buyers list of 500 people, 495 of them are going to be other wholesalers like you, and they're just going to try to daisy chain your deals. And worse off is they're probably going to go around your back and meet up with your seller and find a way to wreck your deal. Why would you do business with people like this? So quantity over quality on cash buyers list. Take the time, vet your cash buyers. Most cash buyers that we deal with, we only sell them 1 or 2 properties a year. And if you guys work with Flip with Rick, we'll show you how to do that. Very rarely you have a guy who's going to buy 30 properties a year from you because he's going to ask for too large of a discount. So let's just quickly review. 4 biggest lies being told you. You don't need to know anything about real estate. Complete bullshit. You don't need any money. Really, how are you going to be a cash buyer? How are you going to spend money on marketing? Put everything under contract and deal with it later mentality. That's how you screw people. And honestly, it's a scarcity mentality. And if you just want to count how many contracts you write, you can follow that model. It's going to make you a very limited wholesaler. And last one, build a giant cash buyers list, guys. If you had 30 to 50 quality people on that list, you're better off. Who wants 1,000 people on the list? It's not even realistic. They're just other wholesalers gaining access to your inventory and just trying to make a buck off of you. If you want to work with a wholesaler, meet with them, have a cup of coffee, and vet them and make sure they have the ability to close. So I hope this helps you. Guys, I started out being a wholesaler. I love wholesaling, but there's so much more to real estate investing. If you want to learn how to become the most complete real estate investor, click the link below to learn a little bit more about us. Do me a favor, subscribe if you want to hear more videos, and I'll talk to you soon.